Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Echo. We're very happy you're here today. Today, we're going to practice English together in a simple and relaxing way.
Yeah, we really are. And what if I told you that trying harder to learn English is exactly what is stopping you from speaking fluently?
Wait, trying harder is stopping me?
Yes, exactly. We are throwing away the heavy textbooks. We are letting go of all that stress.
I really love that idea. I mean, so many people feel a lot of fear and pressure when they try to speak a new language.
Right. They think they need to suffer to get better.
Yeah, like they need a strict tutor or, lots of difficult tests in a very formal classroom.
Exactly. And that is simply the biggest misunderstanding. The truth is, the best way to start speaking well is by just enjoying the process.
Enjoying it.
Yes. Your brain actually learns language much better when you are relaxed and entertained. You don't need to sit in a classroom for 3 hours.
So how much time do we actually need?
Well, you really only need 15 minutes a day to build a strong, fun daily habit.
Wait, only 15 minutes? That sounds, a bit too good to be true.
I know it does.
Like if I only practice for 15 minutes, won't I just forget everything by the next day? It just feels like such a short amount of time.
It does sound short, yeah. But consistency is the secret here. When you do something for 15 minutes every single day, your brain creates very strong pathways.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's much better than studying for 3 hours on a Sunday and then doing absolutely nothing for the rest of the week.
Right, that makes sense.
Of course, if you are having a lot of fun, you can practice for an hour. But 15 minutes is all you really need to start.
Okay, that is very encouraging. But what exactly should we be doing in those 15 minutes? I mean, to make sure it's actually fun and not just more boring homework.
A perfect example is watching children's cartoons.
Cartoons, really?
Yes, cartoons.
I mean, I am a grown adult. I feel like I would be, a bit silly sitting on my couch watching animated shows made for 5-year-olds.
It's completely normal to feel that way at first. But let's think about why cartoons are actually created.
Okay.
They are made for young children who are also just learning how to speak. Because of this, the characters use very clear, simple language.
Oh, right. They speak slowly.
Repeat important phrases a lot. This makes cartoons a perfect, low-stress environment for your brain to absorb the language naturally.
That actually makes a lot of sense. The language is designed to be understood easily. But honestly, if a listener just cannot stand watching cartoons, what else can they do?
Oh, there are so many options.
Yeah.
The goal is just to find something you already love.
Like a hobby.
Yeah. If you love sports, watch cricket commentary in English. The commentators speak with high energy, they use natural phrases, and you are already focused on the exciting game.
Right.
Or if you prefer movies, watch your favorite films. If you like listening more than watching, try the radio or, a relaxing podcast.
And what if someone really loves to read? Is reading a good habit for those 15 minutes?
Yes, reading is wonderful. Just make sure to keep it simple. Don't try to read a heavy, complicated novel.
That sounds like it would be stressful.
Very stressful. Instead, find a basic 10th grade school textbook and read the short stories inside. Short stories give you a feeling of success because you can finish them quickly.
Hearing you say all this, it makes me think of playing a sport.
How so?
Well, if you want to learn how to play football, you can't just sit alone in a quiet room reading the official rule book.
No, you definitely can't.
The rule book might tell you the rules, but it will never make you a good player.
That is a wonderful picture. Reading the rules of grammar is just like reading that rule book.
Right. To get better at football, you have to go outside. You have to be out on the field, running around, kicking the ball, and sweating. And most importantly, you have to enjoy the game. Watching videos, listening to commentary, reading short stories, that is how you get out on the field and play the game of English.
I love that analogy. Now, when you are out on that field, when you're watching that video or reading that story, we really need to talk about how you should pay attention to the language.
That is a good point. If I am just having fun watching a cricket match, am I supposed to pause the game every time I hear a new word and write it down in a notebook?
Oh, not at all. That is another big trap. Right now, don't worry about learning big, difficult vocabulary words.
Okay, good.
Don't make lists of words to memorize. Instead, you want to observe the language from the outside. You want to focus on how the sentences are built.
Observe from the outside. What does that actually look like in real life?
Imagine you are listening to someone speak. Suddenly, you notice they say a sentence in a way that sounds slightly different from how you would say it.
Oh, okay.
The words are familiar, but the order or the structure is different. Your brain recognizes a pattern.
Ah, I see. So I notice the structure and I think, oh, I would have used a different tense there. I would have put those small words in a different order.
Exactly. You are looking for those small differences. When you notice one, you just make a mental note.
Just in your mind.
Yeah. You realize, this is how a native speaker builds the thought. Our brains are amazing pattern recognition machines. We learn much faster by noticing patterns than by memorizing grammar rules.
That makes learning sound so much easier.
It is. This is exactly how young children learn to speak. They listen, they notice the pattern, and they just copy it.
It's almost like being a chef in a kitchen. You can't learn to cook a delicious meal just by staring at a list of ingredients.
Right.
The ingredients are just vocabulary words.
Yes. Onions, tomatoes, salt. Just knowing the names of the ingredients does not mean you can actually cook.
Exactly. You have to watch the chef. You have to observe how they put everything together.
Yeah.
Like, when do they add the spices? How much water do they use? The final delicious meal is the sentence construction.
That is exactly right. You must watch the chef build the sentence. Now, when you notice these patterns and you find a sentence that corrects a mistake you usually make, you need to practice it.
How should we practice it? Should we type it out?
The best way is to speak it. When you find the correct sentence, say it out loud 10 times.
Out loud. Why is that important? Why not just think it in my head?
Because your mouth has muscles, and those muscles need memory.
Muscle memory for speaking.
Yes. When you say the sentence out loud 10 times, your ears hear your own voice speaking correctly. Your mouth gets used to the physical shape of the words. It builds a strong memory in your body, not just in your mind.
That is a very powerful technique. But, practicing out loud brings up a scary reality.
What's that?
Eventually, you have to go out and talk to real people. And when you do, you will definitely make mistakes.
Yes, you will. Every single person who learns a language makes mistakes. And how you handle those mistakes is what decides if you will succeed or fail.
Okay.
This requires you to check your ego at the door.
Let's talk about that. It means putting away your pride, right? It means stopping the worry about looking perfect all the time.
Exactly. Many people carry a heavy, false belief in their minds. They link the ability to speak English perfectly with being a highly intelligent person.
That is so common. People think if I make a grammar mistake, everyone will think I am not smart.
But it is completely false. English is just a skill. It's like knowing how to drive a car or bake a cake. It does not measure your true intelligence.
Right.
Unfortunately, because of this false belief, people do judge each other. Sometimes when you make a mistake, someone might laugh at you.
But honestly, when someone laughs at you, it is so hard to ignore. It really hurts. You feel embarrassed and you just want to stop talking and hide. How do we deal with that feeling?
I hear you, and it is a completely normal human reaction to feel embarrassed. It is okay to feel that heat in your face. But when that happens, I want you to remember a hidden truth about the person who is laughing.
A hidden truth.
They are not actually laughing at you.
Really? Then what are they doing?
They're projecting their own insecurity. Deep inside, they feel small. They feel unsure about their own worth.
Wow.
So when they see you make a mistake, they use it as an opportunity to make themselves feel big and powerful. A truly confident, intelligent person will never make fun of someone who is trying to learn.
That changes the perspective completely. If you realize they are just showing their own weakness, it is much easier to let the comment go.
Yes. And beyond that, you must actually welcome your mistakes, like old friends. Embrace them.
Welcome them.
Yes, because there's a beautiful mechanism in the brain. When you make a mistake and someone points it out, it creates a very strong memory.
Is that because there is a little bit of emotion attached to it?
Exactly. That little spike of emotion helps your brain lock the correct information into place. Every mistake that is pointed out to you is a mistake you will never make again.
That makes sense.
Which means making mistakes actually speed up your journey to speaking fluently.
So we let go of our ego. We ignore the insecure people, and we welcome the mistakes.
Right.
But, even if you stop caring about what other people think, there is still a voice inside your own head causing panic. That internal worry is what we need to quiet down next.
Yes, the internal struggle. To speak clearly, you must have clarity of thought. Many learners struggle because they are doing a very exhausting job inside their brains.
What are they doing?
They are secretly translating everything.
Oh, the translation trap. I know this feeling well. You think of a beautiful, complex idea in your native language, then you freeze.
Yeah, exactly.
You search frantically for the exact English words to match it perfectly.
And while you are searching, panic sets in. Your heart beats faster. When you panic, your brain creates a kind of stress wall. It physically blocks your ability to find the words, even words you already know. Your mind goes completely blank.
That is so frustrating. You know the words are in there somewhere, but you just can't reach them. How do we tear down that stress wall?
We can use a surprising but very effective tool: meditation.
Meditation. Sitting quietly, focusing on your breathing. That sounds like something for a yoga class, not a language lesson.
It might sound unusual, but it is deeply connected to how our brain functions. Meditation calms the nervous system.
Okay.
When you practice breathing quietly every day, you teach your mind how to stay stable under pressure. Your heart rate stays low. And when your body is calm, that stress wall in your brain comes down. The words are suddenly easy to find.
Hearing you describe that, I like to picture the mind like a glass of muddy water.
Muddy water, tell me more about that.
Imagine a clear glass filled with water, dirt, and mud. When you are nervous, when you are panicking to translate a sentence perfectly, it's like you are shaking that glass as hard as you can.
Oh, I think
The mud swirls around everywhere. The water turns dark and cloudy. You can't see anything.
that is exactly what the panic feels like. You can't see the words through the mud.
But meditation is the act of putting the glass down on a table. You stop shaking it, you sit quietly and breathe.
And then what happens?
Slowly, the heavy mud starts to drift down to the bottom of the glass. The water becomes beautifully, perfectly clear.
And when the water is clear,
You can see right through it. The English words can flow smoothly because the dirt and the panic are resting at the bottom. You are not fighting the mud anymore.
that is a brilliant way to explain it. Clarity of thought only comes when the mud settles. When you are calm, you stop translating. You just start expressing your ideas directly.
And when that mud finally settles and your mind is clear, you realize something very freeing. Which brings us to the ultimate way to relax about learning this language.
Yes, taking the pressure off completely.
Yeah.
You must stop giving English so much importance in your life. You need to take it off its pedestal.
A pedestal is a tall base where people put a perfect statue so they can look up at it, right?
Yes, exactly.
We have to stop looking up to English as if it's magic. We need to realize it is just a tool.
Exactly. It's just a tool for sharing ideas with another human being. It is nothing more. Unfortunately, some societies have a deep flaw. They treat English like it's a measure of human worth.
Why do you think that pressure exists in certain places?
Well, it often comes from history. For example, if we look at the 200 years of British rule in India, the rulers spoke English.
Right.
Because of that power dynamic, people began to believe that English was the language of superiority and success. That historical shadow can stay in a society for a very long time, making people feel small if they don't speak it perfectly.
But if we look around the big, wide world, we see a very different reality.
We certainly do. In Germany, people proudly conduct their lives and business in German. In Japan, people proudly speak Japanese. They don't think they are less intelligent or less successful because they don't use English all the time.
That is so true. Everyone should be incredibly proud of their native language.
Absolutely. Languages like Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Spanish, or Sanskrit. These are deep, historic, beautiful languages. They carry thousands of years of culture. You should feel proud when you speak them.
This actually brings up a very comforting thought. Since English is just a tool and we should be proud of our native language, it's completely okay to mix them.
That is a wonderful practical reminder. What does that mixing look like in a conversation?
Let's say you are speaking English and you are doing great, but suddenly you forget a word. You get stuck. The mud starts to shake a little bit in the glass.
What is the best thing to do in that moment?
Don't freeze. Don't panic. Just use a word from your native language to finish the sentence.
Just drop the native word right into the middle of the English sentence.
Yes. If you need a Hindi word or a Spanish word or a Marathi word to keep the conversation moving, just use it. We live in a modern, global world. Mixing languages is very acceptable now.
That is the perfect mindset. Communication is about connecting with another person. It's about sharing a feeling or an idea. It is not an exam.
Exactly.
If dropping in a native word helps you share your idea and keep your peace of mind, then you should absolutely do it.
Stop giving the language so much power over your emotions. Speak slowly, take deep breaths, mix your words if you need to, just connect with the person in front of you.
These habits we discussed today are so simple, but they will completely change how you feel about speaking.
Let's remind you of them gently before we go. First, make learning a fun habit. Spend just 15 minutes a day watching cartoons, sports, or reading simple stories. Enjoy the process.
Second, observe the language from the outside. Notice the patterns of how sentences are built, like watching a chef cook. Practice the correct patterns out loud 10 times to build muscle memory in your mouth.
Third, check your ego at the door. Don't worry about people who laugh at you. They're just hiding their own insecurity. Welcome your mistakes because every corrected mistake makes your brain stronger.
Fourth, clear the muddy water in your mind. Use daily meditation to calm your nervous system. When you are peaceful, the stress wall comes down and the translation panic stops.
And finally, take English off its pedestal. It does not define your intelligence. Be proud of your native language and don't be afraid to mix your words to keep the conversation flowing.
It has been so wonderful to share this peaceful time with you today. Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with a final thought. A gentle question for you to think about after our conversation today.
What is your question for the listener?
Take a moment today to really think about your native language. Think about its sounds and its history. What is one beautiful phrase in your own language that simply cannot be translated perfectly into English?
That is a beautiful challenge. There is so much emotion, humor, and history locked inside the words of our native languages. Sometimes English just doesn't have the right words to capture that specific feeling.
Exactly. Remember that every language has its own special magic. English is a useful tool, but your native language is a treasure. Cherish it always.
Thank you for listening to The English Echo. Keep practicing English every day. See you in the next episode.